Hi, I'm exploring this week the contents of a report from PwC called The Future of Work, focused on what boards and non-executive directors need to do to drive change. But all the things it talks about is what any leader needs to do. And they had 4 virtual sessions, and I started yesterday to talk about the social cognitive needs that were discussed in session 4 that happen in the office space that we need to find ways to create in the remote space. And they then went on to talk about a number of gaps: the remote gap, the network gap, the empathy gap, and the leadership gap, which I want to talk about this week. So the remote gap is following on from the experience I have in an office where I'm generating those brain chemicals, serotonin when I'm in a team environment, familiar people, in a familiar setting. There are chemicals that are generated. So how am I going to do that when people are working remotely? So leaders have to think about can I get people face to face every so often to team build and generate these chemicals? How can I make sure that we have rituals that we have in the office in a hybrid, a virtual environment? I need to make sure that I can generate some of those brain chemicals, such as dopamine, by praising people in meetings, and it's shared with other people. So it's public despite it being virtual. So these are the challenges. And the other things that, and I'll talk about this a bit later in the week as well, is that making sure there is no gap between those people who work in the office and those who work elsewhere, in terms of their equity, in terms of how are they seen. Before we had hybrid working, it used to be working from home was seen as shirking from home. It was frowned upon. No longer is it, but we certainly do not want to go back to that as we adopt as a permanent approach to work the hybrid team. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.